Alright, so picture this. Bungie just nerfed your favorite artifact perk glitch, so now you can't stack mods anymore. That means no more pack tactics, no more kindle flame or whatever it was for solar, no more thunderous retort. Okay, what builds are you gonna do now? Boom. We got this one right here. So this is gonna be for Prismatic Warlock, alright? Now, the key of this build is going to be definitely the exotic class item and definitely Vex Caliber. So, just to show you what we have here, our exotic class item. Now, normally with Necrotic and Synthesis, you'll be using lightning surge with this build. We're not going to be doing that today. What we're going to focus on is the exotic weapon Vex Caliber in order to take it in the background. Now, the great thing about the Vex Caliber is this. Whenever you deal melee damage, this counts towards your melee stat. So anything that you have here, I don't really have it high right now because I'm sort of mixing stuff up. This will scale to your Vex Caliber melee. Now, the great thing about that is our two exotic perks are both for melee. So Sigil says we get improved melee damage when we're surrounded, and then Spear of Necrotic, damaging a target with a melee inflicts potent corruption. Defeating targets afflicted by potent corruption spreads the condition. The Vex Caliber, not only can we melee, we can shoot and block. It fires a spread equipped with a quick draining shield. Blocking damage with your shield gradually bestows a void overshield to yourself and allies. So that means anytime we block this, we're going to get an overshield that will stack up and stay there until the timer goes down. That is the most amazing part of this build. Defeating targets with melee final blows refreshes the overshield while defeating targets with final melee blows while overshield is active refreshes it. So that's going to be really amazing because all we're going to be doing is getting final blows with the Vex Caliber, because that's really the main part of this build. You don't need to worry about the primary or the heavy slot. That's really whatever you want to put there. Now we go to our Prismatic subclass. So as far as aspects, we're running Helion, so that we're going to be constantly pumping our Rift, and anytime we need to, we're going to have something more to shoot, especially while we're guarding. So our Solar Mortar is here for that. And then whenever we pop our Rift that we're going to be sitting in, guess what? We're going to have Weaver's Call, so when we activate it, it's going to throw out some Dreadlings, and then that will help with doing damage from afar. Now, completely up to you, but for grenade, I chose to go with Cold Snap. Just because not only can I freeze targets and kill them instantly with my Vex Caliber, that really helps, and it also helps just for some crowd control. When with Arc Needle, just so I can have 3 melees and they do a good stacking damage. Obviously glide whatever. Healing Rift. If you want, really, you could swap this out with being inside, but that kind of takes away the point of doing the Weaver's Call. And then for super, I went with Storm Trance. Really choice you could your choice. You could go with Needle Storm just for super damage. That was really the main reason I went with this, and also crowd control, of course. Let's get the fragments. We got Faster than Dawn, so our crowd melee hits are going to make us radiant. Faster than Balance, rapidly defeating targets with light damage. Our Vex Caliber is going to grant melee energy, so then we can just boom, 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 Arcane Needle. Rapidly defeating targets with darkness grants grenade energy. So that's going to be the Cold Snap, and then obviously Weaver's Call. Faster than Hope, where you have an elemental buff, your ability regenerates more quickly. So again, this goes into the heavy slot, because you can use something with like Arc, or having Faster Dawn, so you get Radiant amplified. So our class regenerates more quickly. We get our healing on uptime all the time, and our Threadlings. Faster Justice, while transcending your ability, final blows explode. So this is mainly for your Arcane Needle, and then obviously for Helion, and then for the Weaver's Call. And then last but not least, while you have a Arc, Solar, or Void above, final blows grant Darkness Transcends energy. So this really helps for having Radiant, because you have that Solar buff, so you're getting bonus Transcendence energy. Since we're using Vex Caliber, that's a Void weapon, so that's light energy for Transcendence. So this helps to get that stacked up way more, and then you can get it even spread. A lot of people normally have trouble with trying to get Darkness energy because they're not using a Darkness weapon, but this will help balance that out completely. Honestly, you might even get the Darkness energy before you get all of your light suppress enemies. So that's the build, guys. Again, depending on what armor you have, you can put this melee stat obviously way higher. For like I said, I try to go amplify and I have radiant, so I use watchful eye for that. Primary, heavy, really can be whatever. It's completely up to you. Alright, but just to show you a little bit. So first, pop our rip. That guy's gonna die. Do that, and then let's actually, you know what? Let's make it attack this. That out. And then, you know, we can just shield. Watch this. Oh, I showed some work and demonstrate this work. They're all guarding each other. Let's reset that. Here we go. We got that going. It up, but that's going to spread. Again, if I had higher melee stat, it would really spread to everybody. There's going right there. And then, you know, if your shield's going down, all you gotta do is just shoot. And boom, it starts refreshing, so you can keep the shield up pretty much all the time. If it goes down, guess what? Pop the rip, goes down to dead. You have nothing to worry about. You can sit and just shift your wood. Alright? That's how it goes. One thing I didn't get into yet is the artifact. So we are doing the NPA Repulsion Regulator. Now for this, in our tier 3, you have the Void Weapon Channeling, so this gives you a temporary boost for weapon damage. Obviously it's for specific caliber. Passive aggressive guard, so receive less damage from combatants that are close to you while you are wielding a glaive. Obviously, like I said, this is very Vex caliber heavy. Bricks from Beyond, so defeating a powerful target with a void weapon has a chance to generate heavy ammo progress in your teammates. This helps because then again you can put whatever you want in your heavy slot. Suppressive Blade, so damaging combatants with your blade suppresses them, preventing them from using the ability for a short time. Thunderous Retort, this is also another reason I run Arc, so grants bonus Arc super damage and caps are critically wounded or amplified. That's why I'm running the Arc Heavy, so I can get amplified also. Unto the Breach, so defeating the Void debuff target creates a Void Breach, while your Void or Prismatic subclass is equipped. So my glaive is going to be suppressing people. That is a Void debuff, so I'm going to get a Void Breach from that. And then picking up an Aura of Power, anytime I generate Aura of Power, I'm going to get volatile rounds. So then that's going to work out great, because then anytime I shoot my glaive, it's going to explode a group of enemies. Like I said, this is a really great build, guys. You're going to try this out yourself. This is something you could even possibly take into GMs if you wanted to. But hey, artifact list is gone. We need something out here. I know y'all starving. Check this build out. I'm going to see you in the next one. Take care and peace.